I'm telling you, God's asking for some to have some courage.
Come on.
When you going to step into the enemy's camp?
Well,
Them men did. And they got to eat. And they was rich. The Bible said they went and hid some for themselves. They was smart too. Amen. These guys had it going on. But let me tell you what's most awesome about these men. They could have had it all. Nobody knew but them. And as they got their stomach filled, and I don't blame them, you know, they sat there for a minute and they looked out and they saw, oh yeah, everybody back home is starving.
yeah.
Everybody back home don't have nothing. And they said, boys, we're going to have to go back and tell.
There you go.
We're going to have to go back and tell them what's happened here. We don't know what's happened here, but we got everything they used to have. Amen. See, God uses ordinary people to carry out extraordinary things and plans. Amen.
He sure does.
But I think of these leopards that they were selfless. They were selfless. Here's a whole town that didn't love them. Here's a whole community that rejected them, that shoved them out to die.
Yeah.
And they had compassion on these people and said, we can't let them starve.
Wow.
We can't let them go on this way. They loved them.
Yeah.
Wow.
They were a shadow of Jesus.
That's good.
Jesus had everything in abundance. And said, I can't let my people go on like this no more. I can't let my people die spiritually. I'm going to go have to give my life up on a cross so they can live. He was as the leopards love. They ran back to that town and they let them know there's food, there's supplies. I don't know how, but there's the solution. There's a solution to this. Then the Bible tells us how the solution came. See, the solution came because the Lord caused a great sound to go through that camp. And when they heard this sound, this big army, they assumed that the king of Israel either hired the Egyptians or the Hittites' armies to rescue them from the siege. Whatever sound God sent through terrified these men. They thought the armies of the world were against them, and they fled the city, leaving everything. The Bible tells us some of them even left their clothes. They left their weapons, they left everything. They ran for the hills with a sound from God.
Wow.
Nothing was struck, not a spear, not a sword, not nothing. God sent a sound and changed it all.
Wow.
Wow.
And let the leopards be the ones to discover. See, I'm asking you, whatever you're going through, God's got a sound He can send into that situation and clear it out.
Come on.
See, the Lord can do it like that.
Wow.
We forget who He is.
That's right.
With a sound, they fled.
Yeah.
Sometimes all we need is a sound. You know what a sound is? A word. All we need is one word from God,
Tell it.
and the enemy will flee.
Yes.
On one word. One word. Some of you, God's spoken a word to you, and you don't understand the power in the sound of that word. One word. Going on. 2:17. Now the king had put the officer whose arm he had leaned on at the gate. This guy who mocked God. Remember him? Who said the windows of heaven got to open up? This ain't possible. The one who mocked was who the king put monitoring the gate. And when the leopards came and told them, and the king